Well, we've got William Search with us here just now. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Great. Now, you've got a new book out, which is called Why. So, how would you describe the main content of the book, first of all?
Well, the main content is basically why do I exist? So I basically titled it Why, because it's a question that's perplexed me throughout my life, and I took a swing at it, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And in terms of why do we exist, is this a sort of religious way you're looking at it, or more maybe a sciencey way, or maybe a mixture of both?
Well, let me give you a little background behind it. So I grew up in a very religious community. So though my parents weren't too religious, we did attend church every Sunday. So the church culture I grew up in encourages boys to serve 2-year missions at age 19. So I did this. And on a mission, I had several spiritual experiences, which I cannot deny having. So after my mission, I attended college and started studying pre-med. And while studying, I took courses on evolution and biology. And these scientific teachings were in direct conflict with the Bible. So these conflicts and inconsistencies led me to question what is real and what is not. So most of my life I've struggled with that question of why do I exist.
Yeah. And do you think that you've found the answer by maybe writing this book, or is it still very much an open question?
Well, so I have had mental health problems throughout my life, and on very rare occasions, I have what is clinically called a dissociative event. And basically what it is I'm out of it. So this has happened twice in my life. So it onsets from lack of sleep and extreme stress. So I don't remember much about the episode, but what I do remember clearly is I received an answer to my question, why do I exist? And the answer was simply moral compass. So the question I posed to the readers in the book was this inspiration or just a product of my mental health issues?
Yeah.
I personally believe it was inspiration, and why I do is I can answer most of my existential questions with the theory.
Yes. And would you say that having faith in God and having faith in science, basically you can have both and they're not mutually exclusive?
Yeah, I do. So a critical element of developing our and society's moral compass is evolution.
Yeah.
So this book details several academic studies that show this. Religion through time has been the mechanism by which we are taught morality. So in this sense, I actually see them as very harmonious.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are so many different religions around the world, of course. Do you know why there are so many in different cultures?
Well, I believe many of these beliefs are the construct of the different cultures. But if the overriding purpose is to build a moral compass, God's nature or religion is non-essential.
Yeah.
What the beliefs teach its people in helping their moral compass grow is what really matters.
So do you think that, when we all go up to a possible afterlife, depending on what we believe, it won't really matter what religion you believed in because everyone's intent was the same?
Yes, because the commonality you find in all religion is morality.
Yeah.
And so I see God as an anti-narcissist, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's not real into promoting himself. And so he's let all these religions develop over time. And I don't think it's really important to him what religion someone's a part of.
Yeah.
But what's really important is what they learn about morality and are they a good person?
Yeah, absolutely. But if there is a God, of course, why hasn't he shown himself somewhere?
Well, I think a critical element of developing a moral compass is that we have to fear death. This fear of finality lets us seize the day, and in turn, our moral compass grows. So, you often hear the term carpe diem. If you think about it, if we could live forever and we knew that we were living forever, we don't seize the day. And so I think that's a critical element of why God doesn't show himself to us.
Yeah. And there are inconsistencies between the Bible and other religious texts and science theories. Why do you think that is? Because if all the religions have the same sort of intent, then maybe there wouldn't be inconsistencies. I don't really know what I'm saying.
Well, I believe God has taken a hands-off approach, as this is really the best way for our moral compass is evolve and grow. So the cultural teaching greatly influenced the religious texts at times of writing. And I believe some of the instructions are from inspiration, but other portions are just a reflection of the culture and local belief systems. So basically, I think if you look at religions, you need to really focus on what the moral teachers are and not get so caught up in the miracles and whatnot, because they may or may not have happened. But what's really important is the moral teachings.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, how long did this book actually take you to come up with then?
The bulk of the book is scientific studies, to be honest. So basically what I'm doing is I put out my theory, which is why we exist is morality. And then it's supporting that theory by questioning and whatnot. So it took me probably 4 or 5 months to write.
Yeah. So would you say that is quite a long time for you or a quick time?
Well, this is the first book I've written, so I can't really, what a normal process is, but because it's pulling so many other sources, it's the majority of that than my writing, because I'm not a very good writer, to be honest. I just have this theory I have, and it's just sharing that with others. So.
Yeah, and because this is your first book, have you quite enjoyed it, and maybe would you want to write another book in the future?
I don't know if I could find a topic to write about. I just. Writing does not come easy to me. So, and the way I wrote the book is mainly questions and answers, because my mind is often deals with questions and answers. And so I found that as the easiest way for me to express what I was thinking, and hopefully it makes it more thought-provoking. In that sense.
Yeah, well, I'm sure people might be expecting other books, such as what, where, how, who. That could work.
What and where I'll leave to the scientists.
And when you're not writing, do you have any fun things that you like to spend your time doing?
Well, just spending time with my family.
Yeah.
I used to ski when I was young. I played tennis in high school. I currently work in IT, so this book is just something I did on the side.
Yeah. So, where can we check out this current book if we'd like to have a little read?
Well, you can find it on Amazon, but I prefer that you go to your contact your local bookstore and request them to order it for you. I'd rather support the local independent bookstores than going through Amazon. And they should be able to order it. You probably won't be in the bookstore, but they should be able to order the book for you, or you can find it on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We need to support our bookstores in these challenging times. And thank you very much for joining us here on the show today. It's been great to chat to you.
Well, thank you for your time.